Hi and welcome to this short video where we're going to look at how we run Bolt.Diy using Docker. So the first thing we're going to need to do is naturally install Docker. So if you just do a simple Google search for Docker Desktop, you'll be greeted with the Docker homepage. And all you need to do is quite simple really. All you need to do is get started. You can download, once you've downloaded Docker, you can install it. And once Docker is running on your machine, it's actually simple as that. But once Docker is running on your machine, next thing we're going to do is just going to visit Bolt.Diy. So when we visit Bolt.Diy, you can see that it has lots of documentation that is really useful. But I just want to breathe some sense into what this documentation really means if you're just trying to run it using Docker. So we're not going to be running the application from the download. We're going to be running the application using Docker. So as mentioned before, you can make sure you've got Docker installed. Once you've got Docker installed, you just head up to this section that says quick download and just click here to download the files. So at the bottom of this page, you'll see that you've got two options. We're just going to click the zip file. So once you click on that, it's going to begin the download. Excellent. So once you've downloaded the file, you can open it. Excellent. So once you've downloaded the file, you just open the zip file and extract all the contents of the zip file. Okay, so once it's downloaded, once you've extracted all your contents, all you need to do is just jump into the folder, and we're going to try and open up a terminal session by right-clicking in the folder and choosing Open in Terminal. Okay, and what this will do is it'll open up a terminal session at that location. Okay, it's important that this terminal window is pointing to that location because the commands we are going to run are going to need to be at that location. And if you don't have this version of Windows or don't have terminal installed, you got some options. If you press Windows and R and in the run dialog just type CMD, hit enter, you'll be greeted with a new command prompt. Excellent. So all you need to do is copy the address from your current location of your exported folder, and we're just going to use the command CD and paste that command right in there. Okay, just remove the last symbol. Now don't forget you can actually take this URL from the Windows dialog and hit enter, and then you'll find you're in the exact same location. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. Next thing we're going to do is going to come back to the instructions, and where we have the option for using Docker, yeah, we are just going to choose either one of these build Docker image scripts. Okay, I'm just going to make sure Docker is running, and I'm going to choose one of these scripts. Now we have Node installed, so we're going to use the top one of these scripts. So I'm just going to select and hit copy, navigate to my terminal and paste that command in there and hit enter. And what you'll see is that Docker is now building our image. Okay, so once we have it downloaded, it will look a little something like this. Okay, so excellent. We'll head back to the repository and we'll see the last thing we need to do is actually just to run the container. Okay, now we can just copy this code into the terminal window that we've been working with, but I don't want us to have to keep looking for this code every time we want to run our container. So we're going to head over to Docker Desktop. Excellent. And if you've got lots of images like I do, all you need to do in the images section is use the search area and just type Bolt. Okay, and then you'll see the two images we've actually got access to. We've got the development and the latest. For our example, we'll just select the latest. Excellent. So the optional settings. We do want to edit some optional settings. We can choose a name if we want. Not really important. What is important is what we are doing here with the ports. We need to understand that the internal port, which is 5173, this internal port is running within the container. And we need to access this port from the host port. which means the machine that's running the container. So all we need to do is just put in 5173 to say that this host port is going to be directly accessing the internal port from the container. Okay, hopefully that makes sense and it's not too complicated. We're just going to hit run, and here we can see Bolt is running. There we go. Now we've been given some IP addresses that we can use. Alternatively, you can just click the port setting at the very top. Then you will be greeted with a running version of Bolt.Diy. Now this is running inside of your container. If that happens, just press reload. Not sure why it does that the very first time. But as you can see, Bolt.Diy is now running from our container. Like and subscribe for more if you found this useful.